Hi all and welcome back to my channel where I cover all the latest things in tech, and today is a very exciting day. In fact, it is my favorite day of the year because it is indeed iPhone day. Yep, that time of the year has come back around where a new iPhone comes out. Last year I went for the standard size iPhone 14 Pro, and while I am a massive fan of smaller phones as evidenced by this iPhone 12 mini over here, which I loved but was awful, I felt that I did make a massive mistake in selecting the standard 14 because battery life has been utterly miserable. Okay, I do understand that I do use my phone 24/7 and I do use hotspot quite often, but having to charge my phone after I run out of power in the middle of the day has become a little bit of a tiring experience. And that's why I've decided to get the iPhone 15 Pro Max this year. I hope that I don't regret this decision. Now, this is my brother's iPhone 14 Pro Max, and I have to say that while the screen size is fantastic, it is a little bit ridiculously heavy and large. It feels a little bit like a brick. So hopefully with the new titanium body, which is 20 grams lighter than last year's phone, I do hope that's noticeable. So let's get unboxing. On the front of the box, we have an image of the phone printed on the front. And while this does look okay, I believe never have they ever matched the majesty of the iPhone 6's box. I feel that this was a real high point for the iPhone. It literally just had an embossed phone on the front. That's it. That was enough for people to know that this was an iPhone 6. This was literally a move that only Apple could have made, and I just wish that they had the confidence to do something like this again. Anyway, let's see the back of the box where we've got these pull tabs again. I've heard rumors that these are ridiculously easy to replace if the phone had been opened, but hey, environment, right? And let's do the second one. And are we ready? 3, 2, 1. I can't believe that I did this every year. It's just me trying to get a good shot for the camera, but I forget literally every single time. I hope that this phone is okay. Let's take off the screen protector. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, that looks so nice. Look at that, it genuinely feels so light in my hand already. Despite being only less than 20 grams lighter than last year's Pro Max, it genuinely feels just in another league of lightness, and that's not something that I thought I'd be able to say. The titanium has really improved my main issue with last year's phone, which was weight. While these two phones do look remarkably similar, it's amazing how much nicer the new one is to hold. It's just slightly rounded on the edges, as you can see, and it's also marginally narrower to hold. The grey, to be fair, I'm trying to like it. It's not the prettiest color in the world, but the titanium rails do look very, very nice in comparison. Last year's stainless steel definitely was a little bit too shiny for my tastes. And also, let's just say a final goodbye to the lightning port. You have served us very well. So now let's compare it to last year's standard Pro. And I have to say, despite it being 20 grams heavier than the smaller 14 Pro, they actually feel remarkably similar in weight in the hand. I think that's due to the weight distribution, which they did a very good job on this year. Actually, I might actually go as far as to say that the new phone feels lighter. So let's compare it to the 14 Pro again. On the side, we can see the new action button, which is awfully exciting, isn't it? It's replaced the long-standing ringer switch, and this does feel a little bit tragic to me, as I've been having a ringer switch on every one of my phones ever since my first Palm Trio and Palm Pre phones. I think we can also notice as well that the metal railing also wraps over towards the back a bit more than last year, and that does help create the more rounded surface. And also, let's just take a quick look at the bezels. So while I'm told that the bezels are slightly slimmer than last year's, in real life, you can barely tell the difference, really. It's very, very subtle at best. So let's have a look at what else is in the box. We've got a braided USB-C cable. This is only USB 2 speed-wise, but I don't imagine anybody would really be transferring data over a cable, so that is fine. It feels remarkably nice, actually. It's the same material that you find on the MacBook's MagSafe charger. And yeah, it's a great cable. I'll be using this one. Also in the box, we've got just the standard documentation, just one Apple sticker. you just get one Apple sticker. How tragic is that? And you also get the SIM eject tool, which is all very exciting. Now that I've got the phone, let's also put the fine woven case on. Okay, so now that the phone is in, it doesn't feel so bad. I wouldn't say that the material feels premium at all, but if this was a $20 or $30 case, I think that would be all right. And yeah, scratches do still, they're very, very visible and don't really go away. So there's that. So I'll be using this as my main phone over the next year or so, but be sure to check out my full review in a week. If you've got any questions, be sure to leave them in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, also please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And on that note, toodaloo.